Hello, this is my Make a Splash video introducing the Palmetto Pompano. So first I'd like to begin with what is aquaculture and why do we do it? Aquaculture is the breeding, raising, and harvesting fish, shellfish, and aquatic plants. To reiterate, aquaculture is farming in water. In the United States, aquaculture is responsible for a lot of food and commercial products we see in supermarkets. Not only is it economically responsible, but it also helps promote healthier habits. Aquaculture is also used to revive stocks of threatened or endangered species in the wild. So this is the species that I have chosen to hopefully convince you to aquaculture. It is the Pompano palmeta. So a little bit of information about the species is that they are gray to blue, green on the top of their head and along their back. They have silver sides with yellow to green bellies. They have long dorsal and anal fins with black and blue edges, as you can see in the photo. They typically swim in large schools of fish, and when they're spawning, they group together with multiple schools at a time. Their diet depends on their age, so juvenile fish typically eat small invertebrates, shrimp, crabs, and plankton, and as they mature, they'll eat crabs, small fish, clams, and worms. Their lifespan is maturing at the age of 1. They live for about 3 to 4 years. Some similar species are the Florida pompano, which they commonly get confused with. Their size is less than 20 inches, and their weight is typically 1 pound. It can vary a little bit, but rarely goes over 1 pound. They're found in clear water along sandy beaches and bays. They can also be found over reefs, and they are most common in the south of Florida, but they are a tropical and temperate region fish, so they can be found in multiple oceans depending on their species, like the Atlantic and Pacific and some Indian Oceans. They spawn offshore in the spring, summer, and fall. So the question at hand is, what makes this species a good candidate for aquaculture? The pompano are very popular in different culinary circles. They are known to be delicious fish consisting of a mild flavor. They are kosher-friendly, high in protein and omega-3, as well as being low in calorie and mercury. And since they are caught in large schools of fish, they can be relatively inexpensive to catch when in the wild. They can be sold at a pretty profitable range, running from $20 to $35 a pound. And since they are only a pound each, when you have many, it can be extremely profitable. So the way I want to aquaculture these fish is using ocean net pens. A net pen is basically a floating cage or a net in the ocean. It allows water to flow through the pen freely, and the size of the fish will determine the mesh size used in the container. So since these fish are relatively small, the nets will be pretty fine, so it can prevent escapes. And this is important for offshore aquaculture because it may be important for maximizing efficiencies and economies. An indication of this can be observed in other offshore industries such as oil and gas production, wind energy, and commercial fisheries. Some key ideas to keep in mind when using an ocean net pen would be regular testing for pathogens and disease, keeping the area sanitary, and rotating out each pen for a short period of time between each harvest, and then cleaning them thoroughly before the next group of fish is rotated in, because toxins and disease can be a huge problem when using ocean net pens. And just one example that I found that I really liked was the Hans Fortress pens that have been tested. They've been tested against storm swells, gale force winds, and they have continuously withstand these elements. They do not use any steel parts because they don't want to damage any boats that come in contact or nets and the ropes used in these pens. They are super lightweight, super strong nets, and they're made out of the same material as bulletproof vests, so they can withstand extremely high currents without ripping. So to conclude, we should start aquaculturing the Palmetto Pompano because they are a great source of nutrients for the body. They are an untapped, profitable market. And finally, the technological advances that could be made by using the ocean net pens could open up a lot of new opportunities, not only for this fish, but saltwater aquaculture in general. Thank you.